Go to Settings menu under the Accounting module. There are 5 small menus in the Settings: General, Banking Rule, Mapping Setup, Account Detail Types, PLAD Environment, and Income Statement Modification. In this video, I'm going to show you about General Setting and Banking Rules in Accounting and Bookkeeping module for Perfex CRM. Data Reset function is used to clear all data related to the bank, transactions, journal entry, transfer, chart of accounts, reconciliation, and budget menu screens previously created. However, in the chart of accounts screen, the system only deletes the manually created data. The default account is still retained. In some cases, the invoice has been deleted, but the invoice amount is still mapped in the accounting module. Removing invalid entries is used to delete mapping lines in the transaction menu for which the relevant transaction no longer exists. Next, I'm going to show you how to change the financial year on accounting for a business company. Is very straightforward. On this page for me, it's at the top we have accounting, and in the box of first month of financial year we can change financial year. If your financial year for your business company is 31st of December, then the first month the financial year is going to be January. If the financial year is 31st of March, obviously this is going to be April, so you put in the first month of the financial year for the company obviously. Next, in the box of first month of tax year we can change tax year. You can choose either same as financial year or January. But with the current version this function has not been developed yet, it is only for selection and display. Next, once you begin your business you need to decide which accounting method to use, accrual or cash. This will determine the method used to reports. Please check with your accountant before choosing an accounting method. It is important to note that when you view reports in accounting, you can switch between the cash or accrual method at any time to see how it impacts report results, regardless of which accounting method you have actually chosen for tax purposes, also regardless of how you decide to set up your report. You always record the business transactions the same way in accounting. To briefly describe the accounting methods. The cash method is used if you record your income when you actually receive the money and record expenses when you actually pay the bills. If using the accrual accounting method, you record income at the time of sale, not when you receive payment. In the same way you also record payments when you receive the bill or incur the expense, not whenever you pay it. Next, learn how to close your books and prevent changes to past transactions. When you're ready to close out the year, close your books to prevent unwanted changes before filing your taxes. This locks your books so no one can edit your accounting data before the closing date. Turn on Close the Books option and then enter August 16, 2023. We set this as the closing date because this way every transaction that occur on this date and before will be protected. Right now, if we try to change a transaction that happens on or before this date, that transaction will not be created or updated. If everything is entered correctly, you can also close the books quarterly or monthly to prevent changes to previous transactions. Let's save this change, and now if you try to check a transaction with a date on or before the closing date or enter a new transaction that has a date on or before the closing date, that transaction will not be created or updated. Suppose today is August 17, 2023, and now I will create a transfer transaction on August 16, 2023. Because of the same closing date, after we press save, this transaction will not be created. At the same time, the system also displays a warning with the content, has closed the book. Now, we uncheck the Close the Books function and save this change. You can create or update transactions in accounting. Now I can successfully create transactions like transfer, journal entry. Next, on the chart of accounts area, you can enable account numbers and show account number. If enable account numbers is enabled, when creating an account or bank account, it will allow you to enter a number field. If enable account numbers is disabled, when creating an account or bank account, the number field will not be displayed to enter the account number. If the show account numbers option is enabled, if the account has an account number, the account number will show up on reports, transaction creation screen, chart of account management, and banking account management. Otherwise, if the Show Account Numbers option is disabled, the account number will not show up on Reports, Transaction Creation screen, Chart of Account Management, and Banking Account Management. Next, learn how to use bank rules for automatic classification of common recurring transactions. Click on the Add button to create one rule. First, enter a name for the rule. Next, select whether the rule is for money in or money out transactions. And select any or all at include the following. Then enter what you want the accounting to look for in the transaction. You can choose either description or amount. If you choose description, then you can choose one of the following three options. Either contains or doesn't contain or is exactly. Enter the description. Click the plus icon to add as many conditions as you need. If you choose amount, then you can choose one of the following four options. Either does not equal or equals or is greater than or is less than. Based on the text, either is or isn't there, and based on the amount of transactions it will show in the reports. Select Assign or Exclude. If you choose Assign, then next you need to select the required account in the payment account and deposit to field. If you turn on Auto Add, any transaction that meets the conditions of the rule will automatically be mapped to the payment account and deposit to pre-selected in the rule. Select Save to save this change. If you need to change a rule, select Edit. Or select Delete to remove it permanently. These rules are used for the Import Excel function in the Posted Bank Transactions menu. To do this, you first need to create one or more bank accounts at the Bank Accounts menu. Then select the Posted Bank Transactions menu, select a bank account. The system will display the transactions that have been imported into that bank account. Next, select the Import Excel button to redirect to the Import Transaction screen. To ensure successful import, correct format, full columns, you should download the template file by clicking Download a Sample button. Open the downloaded file and enter the data you need to import into this file and save it. Enter data in the date, withdrawals or deposit, payee and description columns in turn. Save this file and then return to the Import Transaction screen. Select the bank account that will import these transactions, select the file you just saved and press the Import button. The system displays the total number of lines in the file and the number of lines imported successfully and failed. Go to Posted Bank Transactions menu. The imported transactions will be displayed in the selected bank account. And these transactions will be used for the reconcile function later. Transactions taken from the bank, at Set Up Your Bank Account, can only be deleted, while transactions imported to the bank, at Posted Bank Transactions, can be edited or deleted. The first three lines are three transactions that have just been imported into a CB banking account. With these three transactions, only the third line satisfies the conditions of the created banking rule, so it will be displayed in the report, and this transaction is mapped to the two selected accounts in the banking rule. In the next video, I will show you how to create an account detail type, account and bank account to use for mapping transactions and for banking rules setting.